everybody, this is Jill Sabella with Sabella Styles, and I'm going to show you how to make this sweet little card using the In the Meadow stamp set. And now this stamp set does retire at the end of May 31st, 2017. So if you do want to get it, go ahead on over to my website at sabellastyles.stampinup.net and you can order it there from me. But I'm also showing this technique on how to stamp an embossing folder, and the image will be behind the embossed image. It's really cool. So with that, we're using the woodland embossing folder, and that is not retiring, so you can get that anytime. Maybe you still want to go ahead and get it with your stamp set. But let's get started, and I will show you the pieces that you will need to create this card. So the first piece you need is your base, and it is in basic black, and it measures at 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and it's scored at 4.25 inches. And then the next piece is garden green, and I don't like to waste paper, so I'm always cutting out the middle if you're not going to be able to see it. So I'll be ready for Christmas in July, I guess, at this point with my Christmas trees. But it is a piece of garden green that measures at 5.25 inches, and 4 inches. So that's your back base. And then the next piece you need two of them. One is for the embossed image on the front, and the other is for the inside, which I forgot to show you. There's the inside. So this piece, again, you need two of them. They're both measured at 5 inches by 3.75 inches. And then for the deer, you'll need a piece of Very Vanilla, and it measures at 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. And then a piece of soft suede. Again, here I go, not wasting paper. 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then you'll just need some little scraps. I have a piece of Very Vanilla and a piece of soft suede. This is definitely a scrap, but that does not fit behind it lengthwise, but you won't see it. So with the vanilla, though, I did make it, I think, let's measure it. It's about 2.5 inches by 3/4 inches. And then this piece is at least 7/8 inches, and then it would be just a little over 2.5 if you want to. So those are our pieces. Also, you'll need a little piece of linen thread, and this measures at almost about 8 inches here. And then these are our classy designer buttons, and they are retiring as well. They come in 2 sizes, and the card, there's a smaller size. No, actually 3 sizes, I'm sorry. And they are retiring too, so if you want to get those with this stamp set, go ahead and get those on my website. There are 24 buttons, and right now they're actually discounted at $3.60. I think they were regularly $6, I believe. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to start with our background with the trees. It's the best thing to start with on this. And we're going to use the embossing folder. Now, when you're looking at the embossing folder, you will see Sizzix on the bottom left. What you'll do is open that up, and you will be stamping on this area right here. That is where you'll be stamping your trees. So we'll use the garden green stamp set. And just ink it up. And now remember, I find it best to put this piece under here so that you can see where the trees will go. However, they will, if you stamp a lot of trees on the left side where you're looking at, when they're embossed, the trees will be actually on the right side. So just keep that in mind. I want more of my trees on the right side of my card. As you can see on the card, I have a little bit more trees on the right side. So I will stamp more trees on the left side of the folder. So kind of think opposite of that. So just put a few trees here, and then I'll put another tree up here. And after that, we will gently put our piece of paper over those images and close this down. And then I will just be running it through the Big Shot, just with our single platform, the big platform. Make your sandwich here, and just run it right through the Big Shot. Probably gonna wiggle my table a little bit, so I apologize for the wiggling on the camera. Okay. All right. Then, let's see the surprise. Look at that. Cool. So you can put your embossing folder aside. If I'm doing it at club, I usually have baby wipes and they can wipe them off. If I'm just doing a card by myself, I would probably take it to the sink and rinse it out. But there you have your piece of embossed image. And then we're going just to take the Soft Sky stamp pad and dauber the insides just a little bit to give the illusion of the sky behind those trees and make the birch trees in front stand out a little bit. So So it's a little more messy. It's not perfect and exact, but it gives it just a little more dimension to do that. You could use the sponges instead of the daubers, but I just like them a little better. Oops, I got a little more than I wanted. Anyway, so you see that little, now you can see the trees a little better and gives a little more depth and dimension to that. So you're done with your soft sky. And I will go ahead and stamp my deer while we're stamping. So get your piece of Very Vanilla square out. And we're using the basic black archival ink. And we'll just stamp those deer. Ink them up and stamp them down. Oh my gosh, I probably got in the video. Okay. There we go. Oh, not happy with that. Happy thing about Stampin' Up! Paper is that you can flip it over and do it over again. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Now, I'm just going to color those in. I used, even though the background was soft suede, I did prefer the crumb cake that I colored. As you can see, these deer are colored in crumb cake and these are in soft suede. So it just depends on how you like your the color of your deer to be. But I'm going to go ahead and do the crumb cake on those. Actually, the first thing I did was use the Blushing Bride to color in their little ears a little bit. And then I used the crumb cake to color them in. And you all know that if you've watched some of my videos that I don't mind coloring, but I like to be fast, so I'm not the best at coloring in the lines. But I feel like this stamp set really allows you to kind of just play, and it's not perfect because it has that very hand-drawn look, and I'm okay with a little bit of mess up. And then what you're going to do for the grass area is use your dauber and your garden green ink pad. And I just did a little bit on the bottom here, just to give the bottom some grass feel. Okay, and then I used the garden green marker and the old olive marker to give some depth into the blades of grass above. Let's do that really fast. See, it makes you look like an artist and it's super quick. Look at that. Okay, so your deer are done. We're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. We'll do that in black on that little scrap of vanilla that we had cut out. And it says, to someone who's great to be around. And I stamped it towards the right as much as I could. There we go. And we'll just mount that to the piece of soft suede here. Just kind of center it with all the way around. And then I'm going to mount my deer onto my square of soft suede there too. Okay. And then we'll just assemble the rest of our card. Let me find my black piece. There it is. Oh, I did forget to do the inside, but we'll do that real quick. When I have cut all these out, sometimes I like to go ahead and do my adhesive straight on the piece that I will be putting that layer on. It's a little easier, so I'm not messing with all these little skinny edges. So let's get that layered on there. And then this piece layered. Oops. Sometimes I'm not good at pressing softly with my fast views. Okay, get that layered there. And then with this particular image piece, I did pop it up. So put a little adhesive on the back of that to get that where you want it centered. And then I use dimensionals to pop it up. See, it looks like a mess on the back and nobody's gonna know it. That's kind of my favorite thing too. Nobody knows all the things that are behind the scenes. Okay. And all they see is a cute little card that you made. Okay. So center that sort of in there wherever you like. And then the button, if I can find my button. Oh, there it is. With the button, I just use the linen thread to thread through the holes, and I just tied it, not a knot, but just tied it first and then made a little bow. always love making my bows on videos, you know that. It's like, oh, the pressure. Okay. All right, and then we'll trim it off just a little bit. And I used glue dots to put that bow on. With this big of a not the bow, the button, that big of a button, I like to use 2 just to make sure it stays. Okay, there's that. And then let's go ahead and stamp the inside that I forgot to do while I was stamping. Okay, with that, I just took that same image of the tree that we used on the outside of the card. And I just stamped it on the left side. In the garden green, and then I used the basic black to stamp the saying on the inside. Let's see. There we go. And then it's just a matter of getting that inside there. Whoop. I dropped it on the ground. I'm coming back. Flyaway paper. Okay. And there you have it. Your card, actually not too hard, pretty easy, but beautiful. So again, go over to my website at sabellastyles.stampinup.net if you would like to order any of these products. Here's a little, I was going to show you a card that I made, a little more feminine look. But if you would like to order any of these products, go ahead onto my website and get those. Thanks for watching.